You're listening to the Things You Don't Hear in Church podcast, a show where your hosts, Derry and Ethan, discuss the controversial topics often avoided by the church. They also discuss culture, society, and everyday goofs. And now, Derry and Ethan.
Welcome back to the show!
Hello.
We're your hosts, Batman Piderman. This is a classic YouTube show.
Still don't know what it means.
It's great. It's just like this little goofy animation, and it's all the characters don't have spines or anything, so they just kind of like flop around like this, and like they're all over the place. And they're called Batman Piderman, and they're super like dumb the whole time, like dumb.
Oh, I think I've seen the memes.
Batman and Spider-Man. It's very funny.
I've seen the memes of them.
We'll watch them after this.
I've seen just the pictures.
It's fantastic.
Well, yeah, welcome back to another week. I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is not as fully here as it usually is. I don't know why, but it just doesn't feel great right now. So,
Yep.
Because I ate a lot of sugar yesterday. What do we have? There's popcorn? Cheeto popcorn.
Yeah.
I think that messed me up.
Yeah.
I don't know. We were at a hotel because of a hurricane.
Yep.
That never came.
It was supposed to be a crazy hurricane that was hitting Honolulu. It was supposed to be like 85 sustained mile-an-hour winds with gusts of like 110 miles an hour off the coast, but we barely had a couple drops of rain. So
it was pretty
fine.
rainy in the very beginning, but like the morning when we were leaving, and then nothing happened. So
Yeah.
But yeah, so we said on Instagram that we're not going to do a show this week because of the hurricane, but turns out no hurricane, so we have a show. And we thought for the next at least this week and next week, we thought, you know what, there's a lot of emotionally stressful things online these days.
Yeah.
Politically charged, emotionally charged things. So we thought we don't want to do that. We just want to be an escape, a release for a little bit of just fun and just hanging out. So we're not going to do any like super pressing topics.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
And speaking of like relief, today our show is sponsored by Organics. Organics tea to help your throat when you have a sore throat. Thanks for paying us.
That's a lie. But if they
Please give us money.
you can tag them in this and they can see this and
Yes.
let us know.
Yes. Oh, another bit of exciting news. We have our first monthly supporter ever.
Woo!
Thank you so much. We're not going to mention your name because we don't know if you would want us to do that.
Yes.
But if you're listening, we don't know who you are. We just know your first name.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure exactly who it is. So if you want a shout out on the show or want to have a conversation or anything like that, and you're listening, please contact us directly. You can contact us on Instagram or however you want, and we can talk about what that looks like and stuff like that, and we can have a good conversation and we can shout you out. So thank you so much for supporting us monthly. It means really a lot.
Yes.
Like we woke up this morning, we're like, bro,
Yeah.
we got support.
I was like laying there and Derry's like, bro, did you see this? And I was like, is it like cryptocurrency? What happened? And then he's like, we got first monthly supporter. And I was like, yo, what? And I like we got the email and I went to the app to see if it was a joke. It's not a joke. It's real.
Yeah,
Super exciting.
it was awesome.
So
Yeah,
starting
and
big things.
We were next to each other because we were in a hotel for the hurricane. Yeah, we don't sleep in the same bed every night together. Just sometimes.
Here's a topic. Can two people of the same sex sleep in the same bed and it not be sin?
Yes.
Yes. Very easy.
Very easily. Used to happen all the time before we had a lot of different beds.
Can two people of opposite sex sleep in the same bed and it not be sin?
Yes.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you sleep
As long as
with
one of them
someone-
is sewn in a burrito kind of cocoon with a sheet, you're fine.
Yes.
You have to cut them out the day after, but it's
Hey,
it's fine.
it's worth it to not sin.
Yeah. Yes,
So,
I agree.
there you go.
Wow. Well, we're really excited to be doing this podcast
Wow,
today.
he said. That's just how I say wow right now, so thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, shoot. Should we jump on in or should we go for...
I'm just glad we can do this. Like, I thought we weren't going to be able to podcast at all. We honestly thought we might be stuck inside for like 4 days. So it was either going to be like we podcast every day and put out like 4 podcasts this week, or we don't podcast at all because we're stuck in a hotel or something like that. We end up having to leave because all of our houses are on stilts and rocks, and the winds were going to be crazy. So
Yeah.
it wasn't a safe place to stay. So
Yeah, we had gone to Target, and so one of our friends' dads was like, I do not want you in a convention center with a lot of people who you don't know who could attack you. So,
especially with COVID going around.
yeah, COVID's around, which I don't have,
Yeah.
just so you know, it's not what this is.
Uh-huh.
And so our friend's dad bought us a hotel room for the night, and then my mom's like, you need to go buy groceries. And I was like, Mom, I have $6 until I get my support check. So I don't know if I'll be doing that. And she's like, okay, well, I'll send you some money. So she sent me some money to get some groceries.
Thank
so
you,
we
as well.
went and got a lot of groceries, some beer,
Nice.
other things.
It was a good time.
And yeah, just hung out in a hotel room, had a nice view.
Yep.
And no storm.
Yeah.
Stayed up real late till like midnight 30
Yep.
with some friends, played
Super
different
late.
games.
Yeah.
Midnight 30 is like,
Super late.
I don't remember the last time I slept till midnight. Besides the times I can't fall asleep.
It was good. We were like looking out the window a lot of the time, like waiting for this hurricane to come over the mountains, and it just never did. So I was excited to live through a hurricane and very disappointed when nothing happened.
Yeah, I know, right? But also, because everyone's like saying, like once nothing happens, everyone's like, I bet there was no hurricane. I bet it was just to stimulate the economy. Like, they just said, hey guys, there's a hurricane coming, so everyone would go shopping and spend money so Hawaii's economy could survive.
So funny.
Because we haven't had tourism because of Corona.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Freaking Kona.
Big island. Taking on tourism.
Taking on tourism.
But yeah, then I thought, guys, we prayed for this.
Yeah.
You said pray that there would be no hurricane, so we did, and there's no hurricane. And now you're saying it's conspiracy. And God's just in heaven like, what do you want? Have you seen that meme? Am I a joke to you? And it's just like, guys, this is what we prayed for. This is what we want. This is a good thing.
or the Shaq one is like, absolutely. Have a good day.
Oh yeah, it's like, understandable.
Understandable.
Have a good day.
Good day.
We don't want a hurricane.
Understandable. Have a good day.
I like when it's all nuked out. It looks
Yeah.
like spongy.
Yeah. Anyways, what are we talking about today? What are we getting into?
Things that Christians think are
Or anybody.
anyone.
Yeah.
Things that most people and Christians think are Christian and biblical,
Yeah.
but aren't and are
Yeah.
not true.
So like sayings or like themes that people think are usually in the Bible or are believed by
Like
Christianity.
love your neighbor.
Yeah. It's not in the Bible anywhere.
Are you kidding me?
Have you read the Bible? It's not in there. Just kidding.
With a disclaimer, we're kidding. We know
We're
it's
kidding.
in there. We're not.
So stuff like that, like things that people always say that they think they're quoting the Bible,
Mhm.
and like people on radio and on TV, like the Tonight Show, stuff they quote all the time, where they think they're quoting the Bible and it's just gibberish that people have popularized and thought was from a Christian, but it wasn't. So that's what we're talking about today. Just clearing up some misconceptions, some fun things, some like short little jabs on things you might have grown up your whole life thinking, but actually aren't true. I was surprised by some of them.
Yeah.
We had some good ones that we were thinking of, but I looked up some more. I was like, whoa, I didn't even know.
Wait,
that
that's
was,
not
that
it.
was,
That's not it.
That's on the Bible.
Wait, I have to love my neighbor.
Oh, I think I had to.
No. He trimmed my hedges. So the first one, let's jump into it. Money is the root of all evil.
Yep, it is the end. Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Okay, so money is the root of all evil. That's the Bible. Next one.
No, actually, that's a misrepresentation of what Paul was writing to Timothy. And it says in 1 Timothy 5:10, the actual verse says, the love of money is the root of all kinds of evil.
Love of money.
Love of
The
money.
root of all kinds of evil.
Yeah. Desiring, and then later in Timothy or somewhere else, in Timothy it says, those who desire to get rich fall into a trap because the love of money is the root of all evil, right? So it's not that money's inherently bad. It's like when people say guns are evil, and like you seen that American Dad episode where he's a gun on the table. He's like, go ahead, gun, kill someone. Do it, gun. No, really, and the gun just sits there because it's an inanimate object.
Yeah.
Same thing with money. We could put a stack of money there and say, do something evil.
Yeah.
But nothing's gonna happen because money itself's not evil. It's the person's heart motive behind it is what's wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, I think it's like you could dig really deep into that. Like I don't know if it's the innate evil of human beings, or we can have a topic about that too, or if it's like a desire for power, or why is it money, or the desire for the money that is the thing that's the root of all kinds of evil.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is it the need for power, what money can get you,
Right.
or is it a lot of different things, like all kinds of evil?
Well, I think what it is that like what money symbolizes is what we want, right? Because money, like we've all heard that like money can become a god. It says like Jesus says you can't serve both God and money, or men in some versions, but money.
Yeah.
And like because what money represents, you know, wealth, being self-sufficient, it's a security where you think I won't have any worries, right? So if you love it, it's not a strong security. It's not going to hold you up. It's not going to. It's going to leave you. It's fleeting, you know.
Yeah.
And so, at some point in your life, you will be without money probably, unless you're really lucky in life.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's just not where your comfort needs to lie. It's not where your security needs to lie. And if it is, that's evil, because then you think the more money I have, the more I can get away with.
Yeah.
As we see with a lot of rich people who do a lot of bad things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I always love to think about like what the actual desire is, because it says the desire for money, right? The root of all kinds of evil. There's so many different things that go into what the desire actually is for, like power, control, the things that we mentioned.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. I think it's different for a lot of different people.
Yeah, definitely be like, it's not like a silver bullet, like, oh, those who want or love money all have this thing. It's just situational. But regardless, if you love money, you're going to have a bad time, because it's the root of all kinds of evil.
Yeah.
You know, and really that's the thing. That's like, God will trust. That's why Christians can have money. You're allowed to have money as a Christian.
Yeah.
And it's like a super cheesy saying of like, God doesn't want you to not have things. He just wants your things to not have you. You know? And so you can have things, but you have to love God before all those things.
Yeah.
And money is one of those.
Yeah. That's from 1 Hesitations 5:8.
What?
What you quoted.
I didn't say it was in the Bible.
No, yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. Oh, in First Hesitations.
Yeah, 1 Hesitations.
A lot of these that we're getting from are like from First Hesitations.
Yeah. Yep.
Second Blasphemies.
Yep.
I don't know if they're blasphemies.
The Book of Wisdom.
Which?
Catholic.
Oh, it's.
Shout out to all the Catholics that listen. Sorry. That was a low blow.
Okay, fine. I'll do one too. Book of Mormon. Oof. Now we're both being attacked. I just
Not on equal levels as the Catholic Bible, but okay. Whatever.
I don't know.
That's fine.
I thought we offended one group.
One's a cult, one's
We might
not.
as well offend another group.
Okay. Yeah.
And which one's the cult?
Oh,
That's
no.
for you to decide. We will wait to get there. We said, not doing emotionally or politically
Now
charged
that no
things.
one's listening anymore. Our next one is
To all you non-listeners.
yeah, to everybody that's listening still, is a lot of people have this perception that Moses had some kind of like speech disability, like speech impediment, that he was like a stutterer or just couldn't speak well.
Yeah.
When in actuality, like I've heard tons of sermons about that. Like almost every time someone talks about like you can do it because like you're not very good at anything and God wants to choose you, right? Because there's a ton of those sermons that people always preach, and they're good.
You
But-
suck, but God
you
doesn't.
suck, but God
Go
doesn't.
for
Yeah.
it.
Right, and so those are great sermons, legitimate. But just a little bit of a conflation is that Moses had an actual disability when actually, in Exodus 4:10, Moses just says that he is like he has a slow tongue and he's like slow to speak. Like he's not a very confident speaker. Right? He doesn't say like he has some kind of problem or disability. He's just not confident in his ability that he has, right? He's been a farmer for the last 40 years.
I wonder where we get that he's a stutter. He's like, I'm slow of speech, and we just thought, well, he just stutters. It's like, well,
I think he's got a disability.
we
We
just
should get that man some insurance. He could get some some benefits.
But then later in the Bible, you find out the truth of the matter in the New Testament, right?
Yes. What do you mean? I don't know.
In Acts when.
Oh.
In Acts, I thought you were gonna pick that up and keep going with it. In Acts, it looks back on Moses and it says that he was a man of strong speech, and it says the opposite. And
So he probably just like I mean maybe he had a speech impediment, but you would have to guess that from the facts of what the scripture says in Exodus. He doesn't.
Pretty
he just,
silent.
He just doesn't have confidence in what his ability, right? He has a slow tongue, and by speaking, God makes his tongue not slow anymore. He starts working out that tongue, lifting some weights by speaking, and he gets a real strong tongue.
Yes. Okay.
Moses didn't have a speech impediment.
Yeah. I think it's written in my Bible.
Stop messaging me about that because it's really annoying.
You get messages about that?
No.
Cleanliness is next to godliness. Now, I know that's not in the Bible, but I wish it was.
Yeah, it should be.
Right, and so this thing,
If I was writing the Bible.
if I wrote the Bible,
Yeah. Maybe next time. Like
God,
I
we
got
should
a
have
good
a
idea.
conversation. I got great ideas for your word.
Yeah.
And God just said, oh, really?
Message us on Instagram. We'll have a
Yeah, God, go
conversation.
follow us, DM us, we'll get back to you when we got time.
We'll have a conversation.
Someone just who has like a high regard for like hating that stuff just got so mad at us.
Yeah. Whatever.
Anyways, we just made all Mormons and Catholics that listen to us mad.
Yeah.
So,
Who's next?
yeah. Well, anyways, John Wesley coined this term, I guess you say, cleanliness is next to godliness, in an effort to get kids to be clean and take showers to help their parents.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
did he ever actually say it's from the Bible? I don't know. Probably not. He was a
Yeah.
pretty good guy,
Yeah.
as far as I know.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know who he is, he's a pastor and he did a lot of sermons.
Yeah, pretty famous pastor in American
Yeah.
history. American history.
Yeah.
Um,
He's helping out all the parents get their kids to take baths.
yeah.
But I think that's one of the most common ones. Like people always say, and especially in movies that I've watched, especially from
Pure flicks.
I've never seen any Pure Flicks.
Okay,
But
good.
they always mention that. Like I think it's the number one I hear all the time is like
Cleanliness
cleanliness next to
yeah.
godliness.
I think I've seen it in some workplaces.
Yeah, all the time.
Mhm.
Like over the sink.
Or like in churches when you work, you're just like,
Yeah.
that's not in the Bible.
The classic middle class like household, white household you go into, they have like signs all over their
Yeah,
house.
right. Yeah.
It's always about the sink.
Every time I see it, I just think, it's not biblical.
Yeah.
It's very much not.
And while like the Bible in a lot of like Deuteronomy and stuff where they're giving a lot of the Levitical laws,
Yeah.
they do talk about like a lot of cleanliness like laws, right, for the Israelites. But that is not a direct quote from the Bible. It's not in
Right.
the Bible. It's a conflation.
Also, don't try to clean yourself up before you go to God. Go to God, and He'll clean you up.
Yes. Anyways,
Anyways,
that's a great one.
next one is that's this
This
too shall pass.
A great one.
Um,
This one I was
not to be
surprised about.
confused with what's also in First Hesitations. You shall not pass.
Yeah.
From the great writer
Yes.
Gandalf.
Yes, Gandalf.
But
Classic
yeah,
one.
this too shall pass. That's got started by a coach of the Chicago Bears a while back who
Mhm.
said that after losing a game,
Mhm.
and had the Detroit Lions coach said that he's a liar because
Yeah.
we've never been good my whole life.
He's wrong.
This too shall pass,
And
but not this season.
I've heard this one a ton too. That like this too shall pass everywhere. Like all the time, I hear people say this too shall pass. Even like when I'm going through a hard time, I'll think to myself like, "Man, this is gonna pass. Like, this too shall pass."
Well, yeah, but when people say this too shall pass, I'm like, yes, because life has to change.
Yes. It's waves.
It's like saying like being in winter and being like, man, summer has to come. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Absolutely.
I just but
Yeah.
So I had a girlfriend in high school. We were talking about this before the show. She's doing good now. I think just in the last 2 years got baptized and so like
Nice.
doing really good and whatnot.
Nice.
But when we dated, neither of us was really following God very strongly. But
Mhm.
after we broke up, she got this tattoo that said, "This too shall pass," and I was just like, "That's so cheesy." Not only is it cheesy, but she got the wrong form of two.
Heck yeah. That's something I would do.
This two shall pass with the one O, and you're like,
That's great.
oh no.
I feel like
That's
it's
on your
got to be
sleeve.
liability on the person who gave her the tattoo. Like, I wonder if in his head he's just like laughing to himself. He's like, "I'm doing what she asked me. I'm doing exactly what she asked me to
Like
do."
she says, I want this, and they like draw it in Sharpie to get the template, and she's like, yeah, it's good. He's like,
I can see him bending over and
Okay.
being like, "You sure you want exactly this?" Just looking her in the eyes and not telling her what's wrong. She's like, "Yeah, that's what I want." Like,
yeah,
okay.
whatever. It's like a Meet the Millers, where it's like, seriously, no regrets, not one, no regrets at all. And he's got no regrets.
That's so great.
Have you seen the movie?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
A long time ago. I don't remember anything about it except for that scene. Yeah.
Yeah, no, not one.
Yeah.
I think she got it fixed somehow, so it was like, okay,
good.
but how, like, I just imagine, like, waking up and looking in the mirror and seeing that, thinking, oh.
It'd be the worst if like you learned the correct way to use two,
Yeah.
like a couple years later, and then you're just like laying in bed one day and you're thinking to yourself, "For like,
Oh no.
oh no," like
Oh,
you're trying
no.
to fall asleep at night.
It's like that meme of the brain, where it's like,
Yeah.
asks the question, yes, and it's like, says something, the person's wide awake.
So
Yeah.
great.
Meme
But
culture.
this was like the way I think a lot of people think this came about was 400 different times in the Bible. The sentence is used, "This too shall come to pass,"
Mm.
right? And so people think he just misunderstood that and he took it as like "this too shall pass" somehow. And then people are like, "Yeah, it's in the Bible because like this
Yeah.
sentence is mentioned all the time in the Bible. This too shall come to pass," at least in the King James version. So I think that's where a lot of people got that one.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Pretty easy, like, conflation, misconception to get. So the fourth one we want to cover is Mary Magdalene. A lot of people think that she is also the woman that broke the expensive jar of perfume on Jesus' feet and washed his feet with her tears, if you remember that. But actually is a conflation. That's not actually her. It's an undisclosed woman. The woman is never mentioned, never named. Her name is never mentioned. But a lot of people think that Mary Magdalene was a prostitute. And she actually wasn't. It says that she was a sinner, and a lot of people, I guess, back in the olden day were like, a woman who's a sinner, it has to be sexual sin.
She's a prostitute.
What other sins do women do?
I lied. I'm a liar. No,
the heck,
you're a
bro?
prostitute. No, I'm a liar. No.
You can't hide it. We know.
You're a woman, and you sinned. You're
We know what you did.
She's like, what? What the
heck, man?
No. I stole a loaf of bread.
I like lying.
I got 20 years, and then made a song about it.
I forged passports. Come on. Yeah, so she is not actually a prostitute. I mean, it's possible that she was.
Maybe
but
she did something like that.
It's not mentioned in the Bible that she's a prostitute. It says that she had 7 demons cast out of her, that she was a sinful woman.
Good for her.
That she was a liar, like all these kind of things, but it never mentions that she was a prostitute. That's something just a lot of people assumed about her. And I mean, that's one that I thought all the time. I was thinking, oh yeah, like she's a sinful woman. For some reason, I just heard it a lot before that she was a prostitute, so I just assumed whenever I was reading about her. Super interesting. Like the things we hear as kids that we just like assume for the rest of our lives until we read that it's not actually legit. Yeah.
Like when you grow up watching VeggieTales, and then you read the real story of David and Bathsheba, and you think, yo, what?
What?
And you're like, oh my god.
This is not what I thought was happening.
There are no rubber duckies here. Just take a seat, just like, I gotta breathe. Mom, did you know? But
you call your mom all frantic.
Yo, David killed this dude. He didn't get hit with the face of pie.
Where's the pie?
Where's the pie?
So funny.
Come to find out, pie wasn't even invented yet.
Wow. Our parents lied to us a lot.
Oh!
Kind of entertainment we were fed as kids. The propaganda.
The audacity.
Crazy. It's ridiculous. All right, we have one last one for y'all, and it's that God works in mysterious ways. That one has to be in the Bible.
Here's the problem. You said God works. Works requires effort. Can God do something that requires effort if he's God and limitless? Would we call what God does work? Or would he just do?
He does, but it's just to make an understanding for us.
Yeah, just take that. We wanted to take it from here to go here, and I just went way deeper. Way deeper than that.
Yeah. The point of this one is that it's nowhere stated in the Bible that God works in mysterious ways exactly, right?
Right.
It's sort of like a truth that's not ever stated that has become a popular saying, right? That God works in mysterious ways. In Isaiah 55, it says that God's ways are not our ways. Super famous verse, right? But that's as close as it gets to it.
Yeah.
That his ways are not our ways. And obviously, over and over throughout Scripture, God is mentioned as being mysterious, as a mysterious God. Of course, if we're talking about an infinite being, he's going to be someone that our brains can't ever understand.
So yeah, in a way, like, because you have limited understanding, he's mysterious.
And
but people always use that as a cop-out to shy away from the question of why is there suffering or why did my family member die? And it's like, well, God works in mysterious ways, and he might just be teaching you something. It's like, oh, wait, God's going to take someone's life to teach me a lesson about sanctification? Which is like, we can have that conversation, but that's extremely offensive to someone who's grieving, you know? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Like, yes, I'm going to take this valuable person for you because I love you. It's like, I mean, I don't know, there's a whole...
It's definitely an interesting conversation to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then you get, like, sovereignty of God and all that stuff. And,
yeah.
But I just don't know if I could say that God kills people, but, like, he does. In the Old Testament, we see judgment. Judgment makes sense, but, like, for the purposes they're using and how they're saying it's not applicable.
The point is that God does never say in the Bible that he works in mysterious ways. But he does, but he never says it. He does, but he never says it.
Right.
So the point is, the quote is not from the Bible, which is what we're talking about.
Yes.
That's the end.
So that's part 1 of
Yes.
things that
We have an
think are
even
true.
spicier episode 2 coming next week.
We got some Cajun.
You're gonna
in
like
there.
it. I'm excited for this one more than
Yes.
like right now we're in the softballs. Like
Yeah.
episode 2. Come on,
And when we're talking spice, we're talking like salt, bro.
like a little bit of pepper.
Like Midwestern white salt.
That's the spice level of this episode. Though.
Yeah.
Next episode's like
Thai.
like 50-50, like salt and pepper.
Oh, we're not going to Thai. Okay, I thought we were
No,
going
not yet.
Thai.
Not Thai yet. No.
No.
Thai later.
Yeah.
Yeah. We gotta work there, bro. You can't just go straight from salt and pepper to Thai.
Bro, you gotta throw people in the deep end and watch them squirm and then save them and say, okay, now we can go back.
We can go back now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're excited for next episode. Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. Hopefully you learned something. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I learned something, so what can you do?
Yeah.
You
Also,
know?
we hope that this little like half hour has just been like something fun to like
Yeah.
escape from the pressure of society nowadays and all that stuff.
Yeah. If you have any
Hang out.
episode ideas, anything you want to hear about, anything you want to hear us discuss, please write in.
Yeah.
If you have anything that you've been reading in the Bible that has really encouraged you, or even any like little things that you used to always grow up and believe, but now you're like, whoa, this actually is never was in the Bible, and I just conflated a whole bunch of things growing up, heard this thing was misrepresented.
Yeah, like
it's not
Jesus
actually in
being
the Bible. Yeah, let us know. Maybe we'll put it in the next episode, and we'll do a part 3 maybe. Let us know.
Yeah. And you can find us on YouTube at Things
Yep.
You Don't Hear in Church Pod.
Yep.
Which is super long, and we're changing it. We have an idea.
Yep, we're gonna
Thank you
do an
to my,
acronym.
my sister. Yeah.
Yep.
It was like, why don't you just do this? And I was like, that's fair. It's
That's a lot better.
It takes it from like, I don't know, 30 characters or more to like 7.
Yeah,
so
thanks for that.
we'll change that and get back to you next week on that. But yeah, you can also support us. Like we said earlier, we got a monthly supporter. If you like the show, like what you hear,
Yep.
support us. It
Even
helps
a
us out lot.
dollar, everything helps.
Yeah.
We want to make stickers, and if we had like $1 a month supporter, like we have more than that, but
Mhm.
like the more people that support, even like at $1 a month, we can send out stickers to all our supporters. To
Yeah,
everybody.
stickers, like maybe T-shirts one day, mugs, and then
Yep.
eventually we're looking to get new equipment and stuff like that to make everything all around better.
Yep.
So
but a
it's-
sticker would be legit. That's what I want.
Yeah, we want to give back to you guys, send stuff out.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe write you a handwritten note.
Yep.
Derry likes that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. We love you guys. Thanks so much for listening. See you next time. Spider-Man and Batman are out.